respected teachers here and dear children. Today we know that we are going to celebrate National Science Day. As sir has already told that it is about Raman's effect, which was discovered on 28th February to 1928, and from 1930 he received Nobel Prize for that. And as sir said that it is 87, we started celebrating National Science Day. But what is science? How will you describe what is science? Science is everywhere. So it is just, you know that science is a subject. Sometimes that's why we dread it off. But you know that science is everywhere around you. Can you tell me what science is here in this room? Everything? Even if you close and open the door, that also is based on scientific principle. So everything, whatever is there in your daily routine, wherever you go, you will feel science is around you. You have to feel, and the basic principle in studying science is only that you are supposed to know that observation, and then you have to experiment, and then whatever inference is there, that we conclude. It becomes difficult when our observation is very bad. It becomes difficult when we don't believe, we don't see the practical things. That's why all the scientific theories can only be learned when you know you do it practically. So as students of science, you must always feel science is everywhere. Even if you are a humanities students, if you are a commerce students, but you know that science is everywhere. As if science is there, you know that commerce is also associated, business and economics is based on that. So never think that science is very difficult. It is everywhere. You just have to be a little more keen, observant, and see what is happening in the world. Whatever is happening around you, if you really want to know, read the scientific news also every day. At least there is something new which is happening around you and we are not aware. Virtual fair is going to be held from 27th of Feb, like yesterday, and you should see whatever things are given. And this time Ministry of Education has specially implemented that scheme that virtual toys should be made as a basic for not only learning the language but science also. So see the toy fair, all of you are registered on toy fair, you have to see and take part also. Many ministries, many departments are going to hold certain type of essay competition, contest. So you must take part in all those things and you will learn them. So on this day, as National Science Day, you should know that learning science can only be done if you are practically observing, experimenting, and then drawing your own conclusion. Thank you and have a nice day.
Most esteemed Principal Ma'am, respected colleagues and dear students. Good morning to one and all present over here. As you know that every year National Science Day is celebrated on 28th Feb to mark the discovery of Raman effect by scientist Sir C.V. Raman. And 28th Feb 1928 he discovered Raman effect, and for which he was awarded by Nobel Prize in 1930. Dear students, every year a theme is assigned to celebrate the National Science Day. This year, the theme for National Science Day is Future of Science, Technology and Innovation, its impact on education, work and skills. Dear student, you should also know that first Science Day was celebrated in 1987. And the purpose to celebrate this National Science Day is to spread the message of importance and application of science and technology in our lives. As you know that this year also the toy fair is being organized by our country to motivate the students to work and to apply the principles of science in the field of education in the form of games and toys. If we want to know the history of the Raman effect, although I am not a man of physics, but whatever I understand is that the wavelength of light is changed when it is deflected by the molecules. And we all know that the scattering of light take place in our atmosphere and the sky appears blue. And the blue color is scattered most, which is directly proportional to its frequency. So dear students, today we should understand the application and importance of science in our daily lives so we can utilize in a best way to uplift the performance of the youth so they can celebrate the science and technology in their lives and apply it. Thank you. Thank you once again.
Science of today is the technology of tomorrow. A very warm good morning to all of you, respected teachers and all my dear friends. I am extremely honored to have such a great opportunity to speak before the honorable virtual gathering about the National Science Day. National Science Day is celebrated on February 28 every year across India. But do you really know why do we celebrate this day? It commemorates the invention of the Raman effect by the great Indian physicist Sir Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman. Sir Raman on this same date had invented the Raman effect in the year 1928. For his contribution in the field of science, he was awarded with the Nobel Prize in the Physics in the year 1930. By celebrating this day, we show our dignity and respect to the famous Indian physicist for his contribution in the field of science. Sir C.V. Raman was born on November 7, 1888 at Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. His father was lecturer in physics and maths. In 1904, he obtained a BSc degree from the University of Madras, where he stood first and won the gold medal in physics. On February 28, 1928, Raman led an experiment with Indian physicist K.S. Krishnan on scattering of light when he discovered what now is called the Raman effect. Raman effect explains the effect on the scattering of light when passing through the different material. After his retirement, he established the Raman Research Institute in Bangalore. He passed away on November 21, 1970. The main objective of this day is to bring the awareness to the people about the importance of science in our daily life and to encourage people by popularizing the science and technology. As students, it is our responsibility to honor the great man and his invention by contributing greatly to the field of science through innovation. I wish all the science enthusiasts very best to enhance their scientific zeal. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Hello everyone, today I Varun Mishra, student of class 12th A, going to present my views on National Science Day 2021. National Science Day is celebrated in India on 28th of February every year. This day is celebrated on the discovery of the Raman effect by the great Indian physicist Sir C.V. Raman on February 28, 1928. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930 for the same. By celebrating this day as National Science Day, we show our dignity and respect to the famous Indian physicist Sir C.V. Raman. On February 28, 1928, Raman led an experiment with K.S. Krishnan on the scattering of light when he discovered the Raman effect. The main objective of National Science Day is to bring awareness to the people about the importance of science in our daily life and encourage people by popularizing science and technology. As students, it is our responsibility to honor the great man and his invention by contributing to the field of science through innovations. I wish all the budding scientists, all the science enthusiasts, very all the best to enhance their science zeal. Thank you and have a nice day.
Good afternoon, all of you. Today, on this very special occasion of National Science Day, we are here to present you the most important structure of our human system, the human skeletal system. So, the human skeletal system, as you can see, consists of various types of bones and it helps in basic locomotion and movement of our body parts. Along with this, it also protects the inner visceral organs which are present in our body. If we talk about adults, then in adult, the human skeletal system consists of 206 bones. The whole human skeletal system is divided into two parts. The first one is axial skeletal and the second one is appendicular system or appendicular skeletal system. In the axial skeletal system, there is a cranium which consists of 8 flat bones which protects the brain from outer damages. Then a hollow bone is present in a buccal cavity. Along with this, there are 3 ossicle bones, ear ossicles in each ear. And the axial skeletal system also consists of vertebral column which is made up of 26 disc-shaped vertebrae which protects the spinal cord. You see here the rib cage and the cage-like structure. This is the rib cage and it consists of 24 rib bones which are connected on the frontal side to the sternum bone and on the backward side to the vertebral column. It protects very visceral organs of our body like lungs, liver and heart.
Now, in the appendicular skeletal system, in the shoulder region, we have 4 bones, clavicle and triangular scapula on each side. In the upper limbs, there are 30 bones in each limb. As such, humerus, radius, ulna, and in the wrist we have 8 carpals. In the palm region, 5 metacarpals, and in the fingers, 14 phalanges. Now, in the lower region, we have pelvic girdle, which consists of 2 coxal bones. And in the lower limbs, we have 30 bones in each limb, femur, fibula, tibia, patella, which is the kneecap, and here in the ankle region we have 7 tarsals, 5 metatarsals, and again 14 phalanges.
This is the whole system of our human skeletal system and it is very important as it provides the basic structure and framework to our body. Thank you.
Good morning all of you. My name is Srishti Sharma and the title of my project is The Incredible Dunking Bird. In this, it is a mechanism by which this bird absorbs energy from evaporation of water and converts it into mechanical energy. The idealized operation of my project consists of 4 steps. The first step is the drinking step. In the drinking step, as I put washer weights on the B part of the system, the center of mass quickly shifts to the B part and the bird dunks its head forward as if it is drinking water, like this. Now the second step. In the second step, as you know that water will move through capillary action through the sponge and reach the bottom part or the wing part will become heavy and the bird will move up like this, something like this. And in the third step, evaporation of water takes place and as water evaporates, the bottom part again becomes lighter and center of mass again shifts to the beak part and the bird again dunks its head forward and the cycle repeats. Now, it can be demonstrated that this type of mechanism can be used to harness mechanical energy out of evaporation of water in the environment where the relative humidity is less than 100%. Now, our project is relatively slower than the other heat engines as the mean or average time comes out to be 405 minutes, but it can be very useful in the field of hygrosmeter. Hygrosmeter is a device which measures the relative humidity in air, soil and in confined space. We also found that if adequate amount of water is supplied to the bird, then bird is able to do the work indefinitely. And one of the most important conclusions of our project is that the oscillation period of the bird was inversely proportional to evaporation of water and entirely dependent on it. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Today, on this auspicious occasion of National Science Day, I, Sahaj Bharadwaj, and I, Smith Raj, are going to present an activity in front of you on the topic center of gravity. जब भी आप कोई साइंस रिलेटेड शोज देखते हैं तो आप दो टर्म जरूर सुनते हैं, एक सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी और दूसरा सेंटर ऑफ मास। क्या ये दोनों एक है? बिल्कुल नहीं। सेंटर ऑफ मास इज द पॉइंट ऑफ अ बॉडी वेयर द होल मास इज concentrated to describe its translatory motion. On the other hand, center of gravity of a body is the point where its whole weight is concentrated. अब जब हम बात करते हैं एक यूनिफॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड मास बॉडी की, तो फिर उसका जो सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी का पॉइंट होता है वो बिल्कुल सेंटर में होता है। हम एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं स्केल का। स्केल का जो मास है वो यूनिफॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है, इसलिए उसका जो सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी पॉइंट है वो बिल्कुल सेंटर में है और इसलिए वो इसमें रोटेशनल इक्विलिब्रियम में है और बिल्कुल स्टेबल है। और जब हम बात करते हैं नॉन यूनिफॉर्म मास की, जैसे कि ये, तो इसका जो सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी पॉइंट है वो सेंटर पर नहीं है और उस तरफ शिफ्टेड है जहाँ पर ज़्यादा मास है। अगर इसे हम थोड़ा और कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बनाएं और हम दो ऐसे ही ऑब्जेक्ट्स को जोड़ दें, तो फिर इसका जो सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी पॉइंट है वो कहीं यहाँ पर लाई करेगा। अब हम कोशिश करेंगे कि इस पूरे सिस्टम को इस ग्लास के एज पर बैलेंस करें एक टूथपिक के साथ। जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं जो सिस्टम है वो मात्र एक टूथपिक के सहारे ग्लास के एज पर बिल्कुल बैलेंस्ड है। अब ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? ऐसा इसलिए हो रहा है क्योंकि ये जो पॉइंट है ये बिल्कुल इसके सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी के एक्सिस से पास करता है। अब हम कोशिश करेंगे कि इस पूरे सिस्टम को सिर्फ एक टूथपिक के सहारे बैलेंस करें। जी हाँ, सिर्फ जैसा कि आप देख सकते हैं ये पूरा मास मात्र दो टूथपिक के सहारे इस वक्त बैलेंस्ड है। अब इसका भी वही सेम रीजन है कि जो पॉइंट है ये इसके सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी के एक्सिस से पास कर रहा है, इसीलिए ये जो पूरा सिस्टम है रोटेशनल इक्विलिब्रियम में है। रोटेशनल इक्विलिब्रियम का मतलब ये है कि दोनों तरफ जो ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स के द्वारा टॉर्क लग रहा है वो सेम। दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम आवर साइड। थैंक यू एंड हैव अ सेफ नेशनल साइंस डे।
Today we are performing formation of electric toothpaste. Material required: conical flask, potassium iodide, hydrogen peroxide and dish soap. First we take some hydrogen peroxide in the conical flask. Then we add dish soap. And then potassium iodide. So what is basically happening in this reaction, that potassium iodide worked as a catalyst which break hydrogen peroxide in water and oxygen. The oxygen tries to escape from the beaker, then while going up it caught in the dish soap. So this is just dish soap filled with oxygen. Thank you.
Science is celebrated every year on the birth occasion of the great Indian scientist Sir C.V. Raman. It is a great divine gift to the humanity. It opened the door to the world of science to us. Science is all about when, where, how and why. Today meet Yuti and my friend Shakya are going to present you and wonderful object which open the doors to the microscopic world. I know you all are familiar with this object. Yes, it is a microscope. Microscope has a pencil feet fitted to the limb of it, made of metal. It has a fine adjustment and a coarse adjustment with which you can move this tube, which has ocular lens called eyepiece above it. It has a nose here which is movable with two objects 45x and 10x. This magnification ranges from 10x to 100x. It has a stage provided here to the limb, which it has a stage clip to fit the specimen slide to observe under the microscope. And here is a condenser with which you can set the required light on the stage. Now I'm going to tell you about the uses of this microscope to observe a specimen under a microscope. Here is the condenser with which you have to set the required amount of light to fall on this stage lens provided here. Then you need to fit the specimen slide with the help of this stage clip. And this tube has an ocular piece here. This is the eyepiece of 10x. You have to fit it here, and this is the coarse adjustment screws which you can move it up and down. With the magnification which is suited to you, with which you can observe the specimen under it clearly, you can move it up and down. Then you can observe the specimen clearly under the microscope. Now Shakya is going to tell you about the care of this object.
So, this microscope is a quite delicate object and it has to be handled with care while taking some precautions. Like before and after use, you have to clean it with a clean cloth or a tissue paper, the lenses and the metal parts. Microscope has to be kept in cover when not in use. Objective pieces should not be removed from the nose piece, and condenser, lens, stage clips, all these parts have to be handled carefully. Thank you.